Okay, my name is Emma. See, I want to tell you that the last speaker that is saying, ask him, that country he's talking about, who are going to make up that country?
Let's leave that
Is it
one.
not the same people?
Let's
Is
leave
it
that.
not the same people
All
from
right,
PDP and APC that are going to make up the country?
Ima, can we move on now, please?
We have a problem.
Actually come so that the masses will actually see good governance for once, because we have the good, we have the bad, we have the ugly, we have everything. God endowed us as people. God did not just create bad people within us here or create only good people within us here. Everything exists here. And I know that by God's grace in 2023, God is going to fix a good person who will actually take the country to the promised land we have been crying for. But talking about those states, I simply know that basically actually will stay true, because he is going to win the election.
All right then. All right. I totally even forgot that there was a poll for who will win the election. I mean, I got carried away by the conversation. But hey, you tell me who you think will win the election today in Edo State. One vote for Basiki, one vote for Yamu. Let's get to hear from you. 95.1 FM, what's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Canada. Good morning.
Yet again, Mr. Bright, welcome.
Yes, thank you. On your poll, I am not in a state. I don't know what the person would be like.
But it's just a prediction. I mean, we just trying our best to be amongst the election in Edo State. So we trying to create the environment for that.
I'm looking at prediction from the situation as I assessed from here.
Mm-hmm.
It is too close to call, so let me take whatever the outcome is.
Okay, so you're not voting then. All right, go ahead.
Not that I'm not voting, because I've assessed the situation. They are standing 50-50.
Okay.
So I may not make a correct prediction.
But your vote might count. Well, go ahead then. Go ahead.
Yes, on audio way. I will go with him from the statement he made that the problem is enormous, and then pointing out from IBB's error. Yes, the government may have been doing something, and the government have been doing something, definitely. But then it is the nature and the magnitude of the problem on ground. I would pick one or two areas to let us know. On the issue of power, there is no power in Nigeria. Before the government, the power sector was privatized. And now it was privatized into three areas. You have the distribution, you have the transmission, and you have the generation. The government still have the generation. And then where we are all crying all along now is distribution. Those who are distributing are telling us that they do not have enough capacity to take what the transmission line is giving. And the transmission line is saying that their problem is the distribution. That distribution companies do not have enough capacity to take what they want to take out of generation, which is still in the hands of government. And a lot of times they tell you, we are generating up to 10,000, but we can only evacuate 6,000.
It's 5,000 plus. 5,000.
Okay, that they can evacuate.
That they are generating, and then they can evacuate.
Generation is high. It's evacuation that is the problem.
Okay.
You have to take.
I don't want to argue. Remember, we celebrated a peak generation of 5,200 and something a couple of weeks ago. We talked about it on Business Today. But then again, when you transmit about 3,000 megawatts.
So when you go through that, and then the government said they want to revoke. And there is a clause in that privatization clause that will make the government to pay a whooping sum of money if you are revoking. And then the government can decide who did that, the previous administration. So if you want to produce a large number, develop power sector, what you inherited as a law is bridging you. So whatever thing you are doing, there is a barrier set up by the previous administrations before you that is bringing you down. Then you get to petroleum industry. Now, the problem is that you inherited a situation where nothing was done in your refineries. And
Oh, sorry, we lost you there. I was going to ask you, was nothing really done in the refineries? Because the report we got was that, the past administration was renovating, rehabilitating, rejigging the refinery, and it was at 50% capacity. I'm wondering if really nothing was done. 95.1 FM, who's on the line?
Hello, Canada, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Canada, for the truth, my name is Comrade Patrick.
All right, welcome.
From Elele.
All right, welcome.
The truth is that I disagree with Audogbe in Toto.
Okay.
Our problem has always been not having vision. Look at Singapore, look at China, look at India, look at the world emerging economy. They had a very long-term vision and short-term vision. But today in our political system, all what they after is 4 years and 8 years. They know they will go. They are not interested in what happens in 20 years' time. So the president and the governors never had any clear-cut vision of what they are coming to do. They are just interested in taking the power, party be in charge, you make appointments, collect all the money you can collect, and leave. The next person comes and it starts all over again. If Nigeria can sit down together, the leaders, and say, okay, let's have a vision. After all, from the year when I was small, I had free education in the year 2000. Today we are in 2020. They are not shifting it. So there is no vision for Nigeria. We cannot grow without a vision. There must be a clear-cut vision for the country to grow before it grows. Economically, that's the truth. Leaders today are just interested in how to go get into power, collect all what they want, just enjoy the largesse of power and leave. That's it.
All right then. Thank you very much.
Quite unfortunate.
All right, thank you very much. Entirely your opinion there. This one says because of insincerity, this nation problems cannot be solved in this dispensation. Basically, one would win the election. The citizens and voters are wise, Mr. Waribo. All right. 95.1 FM. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Yes, my name is Stanley. Good morning, Canada.
Welcome.
Yes, on the issue of Audogbe.
Turn off your radio, please.
Okay. Let me vote. The best candidate will win.
Okay, the best candidate. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, President Muhammad Buhari in politics is a proud. You understand? He still maintains it's for everybody and belongs to everybody. So that is why he never assumed the leadership of the party, the national chairman of the party. The problem of Nigeria now, right now, Nigeria is the largest economy in Africa. South Africa is in recession. We have overtaken them. And the most prosperous nation in Africa. So the industries are there. Nigeria will have a lot of problems. Government is and he's trying his best to solve it. If the other previous administration have done 40% of what Buhari have put in place now, I think this country would be better.
All right.
Even from agriculture, infrastructural development, you know that we have infrastructure. Everything is the key in this country. Now we import rice. 20% of rice have been imported in this country. If the other previous administration at least have raised the price to say 1, 2, 3% before it, don't you think that we would have gone far?
All right.
Look at this Mandela project we are talking about. In 1970, he brought the papers and dust. The project is going on. But what are we not talking about? Look at roads everywhere in the country, everywhere in town. Look at this G and IDP contract people signed. In power sector, they did nothing. The oil, and in the midst of when.
But then again, all these problems were there, and then the government saw it, and the government promised.
Yes, and they are doing it.
Okay.
So with the bigger resources we have, you understand, people are not patient enough, to see where we are coming from. Due to the bitterness of the opposition that lost the election, they are so bitter that the way and manner they put everything. Look at here in the state and local government. Take out the agriculture we are talking about. That time I went to Abuja. Food prices in Abuja are very cheap than what we have in Port Harcourt here. You understand?
All right.
Like now, as I'm sitting here now, somebody will go to his backyard and cut a plantain. Tell you it's 1.5. But the one that comes from Benue is going for that same 1.5. Are we not the problem for ourselves?
All right, then. Thank you very much. We've got to go. We've got to go. Yes. We've got to go. Thank you very much, sir. 95.1fm. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
This is Abawa Nabu calling from Eche.
Welcome.
All right. Let me tell you one thing. You see, our leaders in Nigeria, nobody has ever come out to say, let me run my election myself. But the issue we have in Nigeria is that Godfatherism. Even though you have the IQ to carry issues out yourself, you may be wrong with Godfatherism. That's number one.
All right.
Number two is this. Nobody is bent to help the other to make sure Nigeria becomes something on this earth we are. We believe that whatever thing we do is the best, and everybody wants to be there. Even when you are not up to being there. If those people that are supposed to be good, they are not recognized. Either they don't have the wherewithal to carry themselves along. You can see that politics in Nigeria is trying to become business. Where you spend 100,000 to put somebody into office, and that person will pay you 500,000. That's number three. Another one is this. Somebody may say the truth, like the other person said it before. Truth is bitter, but it is was be swallowed one day. And that is the matter. And it is at the end of it all, when we have wronged, that we not recognize the truth. Somebody may be at the end of their affairs. When you are telling him, this is what's sustainable, he will not accept. But when he's no longer there, he will begin to criticize the same thing he did while there. How do we help ourselves? Let us join hands. SDP, PDP, APs, join hands. Project one person. Another person come and go. 8 years, he will go, another person goes in. Either you or another person. Now, be probably or friendly to you. Nigeria will grow.
All right.
Canada, I'm not happy with Nigeria.
All right. Thank you very much. Just in case you were joining the conversation, 12 minutes left on the show. And after that, the world news at noon. I'm going to read the report for you. And the report is about the former minister of agriculture, I beg your pardon, former Minister of Agriculture, Audu Ogbe, coming out to, make certain statement as to why certain things are the way that they are. Before I do that, let's see this text message here. It says, I am Madison from Thai. Audi said good, but Nigeria seems to be a failed state where anybody wants to rule like Uzo Kalu was unable to rule a state. I don't get that, Madison. I don't get that, really. I'm lost. Okay. Well, I can't find the report, but let's go back to the phone lines. 95.1 FM.
Kalada, good afternoon. This is Manu Ubani.
Manu Ubani, welcome.
Thank you very much. My brother, the election of Edo State was lost and won after the debate of last Sunday. Very glaring.
So who do you pick?
It became obvious that Obaseki just rode on the popularity of Oshomole in becoming the governor of Edo State. You will see what will happen today. That the election is well swept. It was 95%.
Yet again, who are you saying is the winner?
Today? Of course, you see them have carried the day. You saw the quality of, you saw the facts on the
that is relative. That is relative. What I saw might not be what you saw. So you said that Yamu will win. Let's see about that. So go ahead and contribute. Go ahead and contribute.
Another thing I want to say also is the sensation by our governor. A governor.
No, let's move on. We're not talking about that now. Straight to the conversation for the day, please. Thank you.
Right. Okay. About what you are saying on the performance of the two candidates.
No, that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about actually. Did you actually listen to what we're talking about, Manu Bani? We're talking about Audi Ogbe's comments, and this talk of who will win is just on the side. We're just voting. The main conversation is Audi Ogbe's comments.
Yes, Audi Ogbe said the best candidate will win.
That's not it. Anyway, just listen and you get it. Now, a foundation member of the All Progressive Congress and immediate past Minister of Agriculture, Chief Audi Ogbe, has said the crisis which hit the party began when those who played no role either in his formation or in electioneering leading up to his historic 2015 victory took charge of affairs. Ogbe said this in an interview with Saturday Punch on Friday. He noted that unlike ex-President Olusegun Obasanjo, the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, didn't interfere in the management of the party. He stated that when he left office as the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party to work with other notable Nigerians to start the new opposition movement, he was mocked but didn't allow that to deter him. Ogbe said, "We knew from the beginning that the same problems we faced in the PDP were bound to rear their heads in the APC if we didn't take time to deal with them. We do not have in Buhari the same personality we had in Obasanjo. If anything, Buhari withholds himself from the problems of the party. He doesn't interfere. Sometimes he stays away too far. We knew really, but then we had our big dreams. As it is usual with politics, after the election, there were people who really didn't play any role during the party formation, the campaigns, people whom we invited who said they wanted nothing to do with us, that we were serial losers. As soon as we won, they turned up and played the most strategic roles in the business, and it upset many. It traced some of the problems being faced by the Buhari regime to Nigeria's weak economy, which he said would always make governments unpopular unless it was dealt with. The elder statesman explained that the damage done to the country's economy by the Structural Adjustment Program, SAP, introduced by the regime of General Ibrahim Babangida, retired in 1986, would remain with the nation for a long time to come. I feel like that's a prophecy. Like, guys, just brace up. You guys will be, in this for a long while, because we are clearing up the bad debris, and it's going to take a long while before we get it done. But he went ahead to say that governing the country has its own challenges. SAP did damage to this country, which will continue to compromise the integrity of political action for a long time to come. As long as the economy is this weak, no regime is going to become popular, no matter how it tries. I am not alone in this. I am not even an economist. And he says, we can't grow. Imagine a system where for almost 25 years, interest rates stood at 35%. What can I do with an interest rate of 35%? If this economy can't grow, bring a band of angels from the skies to run your country, they will be in trouble. If this economy can grow, bring a band of angels from the skies to run your country, they will be in trouble. All right, let's read. This one says, Canada, the problem of Nigeria currently is all about this statement. I belong to nobody and I am for everybody. He's not aware of anything, even the siege in the hotel in Edo. He's not aware PDP will win. He said, okay, Nigeria needs a change advocate who will belong to everybody and for everybody. The president should always be aware of everything happening everywhere and every corner at every point in time, because the leaders have those machineries and aids to get every info. Michael Newmold. All right. 3 volts for Obaseki, 2 for Isaiah. 95.1 FM. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Good afternoon, Canada. This is Fidelis from Chubu.
All right, Fidelis from Chubu. Welcome.
Yes. I want to contribute to the discussion.
Go ahead.
Well, pertaining what Aldogbe said, one thing in this country is that, what I want to say is that anybody that come in, to govern this country and continue to depend on past administration, what they have done.
Or what they haven't done.
We're not moving forward. That means you don't even have any idea of what you want to do before you start moving. Because if you keep on talking about past administration, okay, for instance, this administration, APC, they are gradually becoming past administration because their 80 years is coming to an end very soon, and they will become past administration. So does it mean that they don't have any plan to change, whatever the past administration has done?
Maybe they are, and we can't see it, and maybe that's the argument Audu Ogbe is making.
But at this point now, it seems that the election, for instance, we are aware that electoral law has been on the table of the president since 2019 for him to sign into law. And up to today, nothing has been done about it. And people continue to talk about past administration. So which way are we going? Do you know today in Edo State, some people are going to die because of electoral violence? And that law, in one way or the other, would have stopped this from happening. But deliberately, this thing is kept with unattended to. And we keep on talking about past administration. So how are we going to move forward? Anybody that is coming on board, if you know you have nothing to do, you are just coming to talk about past administration, you better not come.
All right.
Okay. You talk about, about electricity. The previous administration signed an agreement during privatization and all that. If it's not favoring us, why not revoke it? There are a lot of licenses. When you see that it's not favoring your country, you revoke it.
But yet again, there are penalties, for revoking such deals and agreements, for going back on such deals and agreements. All right, let's go to the text message portal. This one says, "Good morning, Canada. You see, the rationale why political imbecility in Nigeria has remained unabated over the years. I feel disappointed in you when you quoted one of the callers who was telling you where the problem of Nigeria started, in Woodupol from Port Harcourt. All right, thank you very much, and sorry for your disappointment, but I did what I had to do. Before the former president left office, the refineries were 50% operational. Power was near 20 hours supply, and APC said it was worry that voiced them to work now, but refineries and power 0% operational, voice scarce. Mr. Waribai, I can't understand your text message. This one says, "Good morning, Canada. As for Edo election, I predict the Supreme Court will decide." Oh, I forgot. I would agree, just like Obasanjo and others know the truth, that Nigeria is okay. Chimize, I'm not going to read your text message. I'm sorry about that. This one says, Obaseki will win despite hijacking, sharing of money. I disagree with Audu Ogbe. He says backlog of bad governance is the problem. My question is, how many times had he been Minister of Federal Republic of Nigeria, led APC government stop blame game and fix Nigeria? I believe that's what you meant to say. Kashmir from Ikwere. All right, one last call. No, we're out of time. I've got to go. And by the way, as the organization responsible for voting here on the show, only me, I'm that organization. And I declare the elections inconclusive. So we'll head to the court, we'll head to the Election Petition Tribunal to solve this very issue. Until then, keep listening to Today 95.1 FM, and thank you for being a part of the show. The World News is up next.
Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South Sound, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today 95.1 FM.
This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
Good afternoon. This is the World News at noon on your premium talk radio. Today, 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. I am Kala Da Korubatabo. First, the headlines. Governorship election in Edo State commenced with impressive voters turnout in most wards across state as INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu advises officials of Commission to remain neutral. Rivers State government raises concerns over report of a siege in a hotel where Governor Nyesom Wike is staying in Benin City in Edo State. Oyibo Council of Traditional Rulers insists electricity being used is a presidential directive and must use it for free. On the foreign scene, United States Supreme Court Justice and liberal icon Ruth Bader Ginsburg dies at 87. Stay tuned for the news in details. Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, has advised officials of the Commission to remain steadfast to its ideals in conducting the Edo governorship election. Professor Yakubu reminded them that Nigerians and the international community expect so much from them and are watching. He said it is important that they all remain above board in the performance of their respective duties. The INEC boss warned the officials of the commission to ensure that no political party or candidate is accorded any advantage over the other and must be neutral at all times and stick strictly to the code of conduct and oath of neutrality to which the commission have all subscribed. The governorship election in Edo State has commenced with impressive voters turnout in most wards across the state. The governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, has voted. The governorship election is reported to have started peacefully, although the situation does not suggest the likelihood of violence. There is a massive security presence in cities, towns, and villages. With total compliance with a restriction of movement across the state, the processes of making the election peaceful and credible is uninterrupted. Major streets, especially in Benin, is not witnessing the usual traffic as the residents move to their respective polling stations for accreditation. Also, reports from other areas of Edo, such as Uzebwa, Ugweben, Auchi, Ososo, Ekpoma, Jatu, and Ugoton, among other towns and villages, say there is impressive turnout and orderly situation. Our correspondent, who has visited most polling units, reports that security operatives arrived in their duty points to enforce restriction of movement of people and vehicles during election. This report says there is heavy presence of security personnel at the Benin City office of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, along Ramat Park. The electoral umpire had moved back to its permanent office after vacating the premises to a rented apartment along Sapele Road as a result of flooding. 2 armored personnel carriers is being stationed before and after, while it has been directed to follow one lane. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NCDC) says no fewer than 13,311 of its personnel from across 10 states have been deployed to Edo State for today's governorship election. Deputy Commandant General Madu Kelechi, in charge of operations, disclosed this in Benin while briefing newsmen on the Corps preparedness for the Edo election. Kelechi said about 7,331 personnel would be fully involved in the election, while the others would be posted to protect critical national assets and infrastructure across the state. He explained that the core mandate of the NSCDC was disaster management and the protection of critical national assets and infrastructure. Further disclosed that the Corps would be working in synergy with the police as the lead security agency for the election, as well as other sister security agencies. In the meantime, a River State government has raised concerns over a report of a siege in a hotel where the state governor Nyesom Wike is staying in Benin City, Edo State. In a statement by the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Paulinus Inserim, the state government says their attention has been drawn to a worrisome report that the hotel governor is staying in is presently under siege by over 300 policemen. The statement expressed worries on what it says is more disturbing that the policemen led by Deputy Inspector General of Police Leye Oyebanji have also been very audible with threats that he should leave Edo State. The state government maintained that it wants to place on record that the Rivers State Governor was appointed the People's Democratic Party (PDP) National Campaign Council Chairman for the September election today in Edo State governorship election, which they say makes it a legitimate, constitutionally recognized appointment in the electoral rules, guidelines, and processes of the country. The statement emphasized that it confers on the governor the democratic authority to be in Edo State to spearhead the campaign and lend support to the governorship candidate of his political party and has not committed any crime to warrant such kind of intimidation. Rivers State government's categorically says that the siege on the hotel is totally unlawful, illegitimate, and provocative, and thereby put the Nigerian government and international community on notice that the life of Governor Wike is in danger and under serious threat. The statement noted against the backdrop of the fact that Governor Abdullahi Ganduje of Kano State, who equally occupies the same position in the All Progressives Congress (APC), and indeed his counterpart, Governor Opuzodinma of Imo State, are all in Benin, Edo State, carrying out the same assignment for the APC and are moving about freely without any siege on their locations or molestation, threats, harassment, and intimidation. The statement further stressed that Rivers people will hold the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, personally responsible if anything happens to the life of the governor, just as it is also appealing to President Muhammadu Buhari to uphold the tenets of democracy by making good his pledge of ensuring a free, fair, credible, and transparent election devoid of intimidation in Edo State. In the same vein, a Kalabari group under the aegis of Kalabari Unity Project Initiative for Good Governance, KUPIG, has joined in condemning the siege on the hotel where Governor Nyesom Wike is staying in Benin City, Edo State. President General of the group, Jerry Oswald, in an interview with our correspondent, said the situation is disturbing and should be checked immediately. Oswald, while expressing concerns that governors of all the states who are also in Edo for the same assignment of Governor Nyesom Wike have been moving freely, and warned that the safety of the governor is paramount, just as he called on relevant authority to immediately intervene to restore the safety of Rivers State Governor.
We are condemning in totality the ugly action being carried out by the security agencies in Edo State, Benin capital. Our governor, His Excellency Chief Barrister Nyesom Wike, insists the hotel is lodging to perform its rightful function as the campaign chairman of PDP Edo governorship election is meant and right to be there. Other of his counterparts like this, they are all there. Nothing, I repeat, nothing is happening to them. But Governor of Rivers State, the hotel is lodging have been seized by security agents in Edo State. They are here condemning the act. Is a very ugly action being taken by the security agent. We are saying, His Excellency Chief Barrister Nyesom Wike is prominent to us, is dynamic to us, his life is paramount to us. The Rivers people, at large Nigeria, all over Africa, we are saying nothing should happen.
The Nigerian Army has announced the arrest of an illegal arms supplier in the northwest region, Usman Ibrahim from Plateau State. The coordinator of Defense Media Operations, John N.H.A., disclosed this while briefing newsmen. The Army spokesman said the man was arrested by a troop of Operation Sahel Sanity while acting on actionable information. Meanwhile, the Nigerian soldier serving with 27 Task Force Brigade Buniyadi in Yobe State has reportedly committed suicide. A source from the military said the soldier, a Lance Corporal, committed suicide yesterday, September 17, at his duty, or 2 days ago, September 17, at his duty post in Buniyadi. The corpse of the late soldier has been deposited at a specialist hospital in Damaturu, the state capital. The army is, however, yet to confirm the incident. These reports say at least 5 persons, including a mother and her 4 children, have been reported kidnapped by some yet-to-be-identified gunmen in Bakalahu community in Igabi local government area of Kaduna State. The fresh attack comes barely 1 week after 17 family members who were said to be on their way to the farm at Udawa village in Chikon local government area of the state were kidnapped. While the police authorities are yet to confirm the incident, eyewitnesses told newsmen that the attack occurred in the early hours when the gunmen invaded the community and started shooting sporadically while the residents were still sleeping. A resident of the community, Abdusalam Aruna, whose wife and 4 children were kidnapped, said the gunmen invaded his house and forced the door open before gaining access into his apartment and later took away his 5 family members. He added that the gunmen abducted 2 of his neighbor's children and attacked 2 other houses. The gunmen were said to have escaped with the victims before the arrival of security operatives. Nigeria will engage the services of the National Youth Service Corps NYC members across the country and 17 Sustainable Development Goals ambassadors to champion the implementation of SDGs 2030 at the grassroots. President Muhammadu Buhari disclosed this at the virtual inaugural SDGs moment convened by the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres during the high-level week of the 75th UN General Assembly. According to a statement by the Special Advisor to the President, Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, the President in his video message to the meeting provided an update on the progress of the SDGs in the country. President Buhari used the opportunity to set out Nigeria's vision for the next decade in fighting poverty, combating illicit financial flows, and ensuring economic recovery amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. He maintained that the National Assembly has established committees on sustainable development goals, reaffirming Nigeria's commitment to the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and other international agreed development goals. President Buhari told the meeting that anti-corruption institutions have been strengthened to enable the administration effectively combat illicit financial flows and recover proceeds. The federal government has reiterated its commitment to providing enabling environment for medium, small and micro enterprise to thrive in Nigeria. The Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibanjo, gave the assurance during the launching of the shared facility for MSMEs under the National MSMEs Clinic Scheme in Lagos. The Vice President said MSMEs are the engine of the Nigerian economy.
As you all know, MSMEs are the engine of the Nigerian economy. When they thrive, the economy thrives. When they struggle, the economy struggles. This is why the federal government is deeply committed to ensuring that we incrementally create the best possible environment for MSMEs to do well. The administration is doing this in various ways, from improving access to credit through the Central Bank, Development Bank of Nigeria and the Bank of Industry, and others. Several of our development banks and several of even our commercial banks are being committed to ensuring access to capital for small businesses. And there are several initiatives that have also supported small businesses in various ways.
Oshibanjo also explained that the federal government initiative is aimed at helping small businesses grow in Nigeria, and it's known as Survival Fund. Also speaking during the launch, the Minister of State for Trade and Investment encouraged Nigerians to take advantage of the program. The federal government has apologized for its tweets ordering all account holders in the country to obtain and fill self-certification forms and re-register. In a directive contained in a series of tweets, which is now deleted, the federal government said each account holder must submit the filled forms in their respective financial institutions. The directive by the government warned that failure to comply with the requirement to administer or execute this form attracts sanctions which may include monetary penalty or inability to operate the account. But in another tweet yesterday, the federal government acknowledged that its earlier tweets were misleading. It said the notice does not apply to everybody and that the Federal Inland Revenue Service will issue appropriate clarification shortly. Nigeria has recorded 221 new COVID-19 cases. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and CDC, who disclosed this late last night, says of the new cases, Lagos recorded 59, Abia State with 46, while FCT recorded 22. Other states with high number are Gombe with 20, 17 in Plateau, and 11 in Rivers. The new cases bring the total infections in the country to 56,956, 48. While 48,305 have recovered and been discharged, while 1,094 have died, unfortunately. You are listening to the World News at noon on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After this break, more news, foreign and sports stories. Please stay tuned.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
FM, Voice of the People.
And we're back.
You're still listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. Welcome back. And now to the rest of the bulletin. Council of Traditional Rulers in Oibo local government area of Rivers State have insisted that the electricity being used in the area is a presidential directive and must continue to use it for free. Chief Indubisi Iwela and Alex DK, who spoke in an interview with our correspondent Uchendu Jowo, said that the order was part of directives by former President Olusegun Obasanjo following their protest before the commissioning of the power station. The Oyibo chiefs also called for revisiting of the presidential directive and agreement reached in 2018 by the host communities of Afan Power Station, PHEDC, multinationals, federal and state government, which they believe will settle every lingering issue.
It's a presidential directive that these rural areas be quickly, without wasting time, given that their communities be supplied with electricity. And he quickly added that we should enjoy it freely. And from that time, we started using the light free of charge because it was a presidential order. Considering that for 44 years that these plants have been on our soil, that we are not enjoying it. You can imagine, these plants we are supplying lights to.
It's so disheartening, so shameful and unbearable. The level of neglect and disregard host communities who are daily bearing the brunt of hazards emanating from the operations. So we needed a forum that we will be meeting with the multinationals.
Speaking on the development, a human rights advocate Hosea King, who is also an indigene of the area, while threatening legal action against the official of PHEDC, who disconnected Oyibo people without their consent, said they, Oyibo people, are asking for all their rights now.
For them to think that our fathers slept for 44 years, that is oversleeping. We are waking. That is why the sleep that we are going to sleep today, our fathers, we have waken up. In fact, we are shining our eyes 24 hours. If they cut the light again, they will see more protests. We are not gaining anything. If you have made me to realize my right, I should ask all of them. So I'm asking for everything. If they don't do it, the protests will continue. If they don't restore the employment issue, the road, let them not come. Let them take helicopter and come and generate power. They don't pass through that road. Why wouldn't you do the road where you're passing? The road where you are taking to go and collect money. You don't want that road to be done. Malicious. We get the names of the people that switched off this light on the 21st of July. We will go after them because it's a criminal offense by Section 94 of the Electricity Act.
European Union EU has urged Nigerian government to have a rethink over restrictions placed on KLM, Lufthansa and Air France. The request was made during a meeting between the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 and European Union ambassadors. Nigeria had announced restrictions on some foreign airlines ahead of 5th September 2020 resumption of international flights. The Minister of Aviation, Adi Sirika, said Air France, KLM, Lufthansa, Etihad Airways, Angolan TAG, Air Namibia, and Royal Air Maroc were not approved to operate flights into Nigeria, but insisted that only approved airlines would be permitted into the Nigeria's airspace. It listed British Airways, Emirates, Ethiopian Awa, and Middle East Airlines as airlines permitted into the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. But speaking at the end of the meeting, EU head of delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Ketil Carlson, said the availability of flights from Europe to Nigeria and vice versa is very essential. In his part, Oyema described the meeting as very fruitful and productive. There are reports that one person has been reportedly shot at Ologbo in Ikogba, Oka local government area, Edo State. Contacted on the alleged shooting at Ologbo, Duke Dum, the Enogi, His Royal Highness Jason Owen Akenzwa, said he had gunshots, and when he contacted the DPO, he was told that it was police that fired shots when the place was rowdy. On the foreign scene, United States Supreme Court Justice and liberal icon Ruth Bader Ginsburg has died. The death of Justice Bader Ginsburg is said to be opening a crucial vacancy in the High Court, expected to set off a pitched political battle at the peak of the presidential campaign. According to the court, the 87-year-old Bader Ginsburg died after a fight with pancreatic cancer. Before her death, Bader Ginsburg was the oldest justice of 9 on the Supreme Court who anchored its liberal faction, whittled to 4 by 2 appointments since 2017 from President Donald Trump. Her death is coming just 4 to 6 days before an election in which Trump lags his Democratic rival Joe Biden in the polls. So in the news, here's a summary of the major stories. The governorship election in Edo State has commenced with impressive voters turnout in most wards across state, as INEC chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu has advised the officials of the commission to remain neutral. A Rivers state government has raised concerns over the report of a siege in a hotel where Governor Nyesom Wike is staying in Benin City in Edo State. Oyibo Council of Traditional Rulers have insisted that the electricity being used in the area is a presidential directive and must continue to use it for free. On the foreign scene, United States Supreme Court Justice and liberal icon Ruth Bader Ginsburg has died at 87 years. That was the news as edited by Uchendu Jawo. For comments and inquiries, please call 0815 341 8657 or 0814 434 3502, or send your emails to news at todayfmlive.com. You can read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. Do not forget, follow all the precautionary measures put in place for your safety against COVID-19. COVID-19 is real, but it is not a death sentence. Good afternoon. Stay safe. Stay tuned. I am Kala Dakarubatsbo.